The Finance Ministry has said a steady 37% growth in indirect tax collections in 4 months to July reflects that underlying momentum in the economy is improving. Chief Economic Advisor Arvind Subramaniam today said that the growth in underlying indirect tax collection for the first 4 months suggests increase in nominal GDP growth. Indirect tax revenue jumped over 37% to over 2.1 lakh crore rupees in April-July of the current fiscal on the back of higher excise duty mop-up. The Supreme Court has stayed the Madras High Court order cancelling bail of Dayanidhi Maran in telephone exchange scam case. The Apex Court granted Maran anticipatory bail till the 14th of September. The court issued notice to the CBI seeking its response in 2 weeks on Maran's plea. NIA Chief Sharad Kumar arrived in Jammu today to interrogate captured LET Pakistani militant Mohammad Naveed Yaqub. Yaqub has been remanded to 14 days of NIA custody in BSF convoy attack case. Kumar is also visiting the scene of the encounter in Udhampur to further investigations in the case. Political activities have heated up for the ensuing Bihar Assembly elections. BJP is launching 4 simultaneous Parivartan Yatras today from 4 areas of the poll-bound state to galvanize people's support for the NDA. The Yatra has been planned as a follow-up initiative after the flagging off of Parivartan Raths from Gandhi Maidan in Patna by party President Amit Shah on the 16th of July. The BJP has issued whips to its MPs asking them to be present in both the houses of parliament today. The whip has been issued as government wants to pass key legislations like GST bill during the remaining part of the current session, which is scheduled to end tomorrow. The constitutional amendment bill needs the support of 2/3 of the House. The upper house is facing repeated adjournments over several issues including Lalit Modi. In Uttar Pradesh, 4 persons died in a bus accident after their bus rammed into a stationary truck in Bariahu town of Jaipur. Among those who died, 3 were women and around 40 persons injured in the accident. The injured have been rushed to the nearby district hospital. The third leg of coal mine auction continues today, which was kicked off yesterday. 5 blocks are at stake in the latest round of auctioning. The exchequer is likely to gain hundreds of crores of rupees in this round as well. The Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi has decided to constitute a commission of inquiry to probe the multi-crore CNG fitness scam in Delhi, in which a number of officials of the previous Sheila Dikshit government are under the scanner. This commission of inquiry will be headed by a retired High Court judge, Justice S.N. Agarwal. This decision was taken at a cabinet meeting presided over by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. In view of the grim drought situation in Marathwada region, Maharashtra government set up a cabinet subcommittee to prepare an action plan to tackle the crisis. The decision to set up the committee headed by Agriculture Minister Eknath Khadse was taken at a weekly cabinet meeting chaired by Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis on Tuesday. The subcommittee has been empowered to monitor the water scarcity situation and take decisions accordingly. In international news, the European Commission has said that Greece has agreed to a bailout deal in principle with its creditors. The Commission said a technical agreement has been reached with Greece, which now requires political approval. Greek Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras has asked Parliament to convene so that MPs can debate the details today before a vote tomorrow. China's nearly 2% devaluation of the yuan on Tuesday pushed the US dollar higher and hit Wall Street and other global equity markets. It raised fears of a new round of currency wars and fed worries about slowing Chinese economic growth. US stock indices dropped more than 1% and stocks also fell in Asia and Europe as investors contemplated the implications of a move designed to support China's slowing economy and exports. In Syria, Islamist groups and pro-regime forces have agreed on a 48-hour ceasefire in flashpoint towns in northwest of the country along the border with Lebanon. According to the Syrian Observatory of Human Rights, the brief ceasefire in Zabadani, the last rebel bastion on the Syrian-Lebanese border, began at 6 a.m. local time. A simultaneous ceasefire would begin in the regime-held villages of Fua and Kafraya in northwest Idlib province. Former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton relented Tuesday to months of demands. She relinquished the personal email server she used while Secretary of State, directing the device to be given to the Justice Department. Clinton's use of her private email account linked to a server in her home in a New York City suburb for her work as America's top diplomat came to light in March and drew fire from political opponents who accused her of sidestepping transparency and record-keeping laws. Sports now, and in the Galle Test, Sri Lanka started their innings on a poor note against India. Sri Lankan captain Angelo Matthews won the toss and elected to bat in the first test against India. Indian captain stuck to his stand of playing 5 bowlers, opting for 3 spinners and 2 pacers. HS Pranoy stormed into the pre-quarter finals in the World Badminton Championship in Jakarta. Pranoy needed a little over half an hour to beat Edwin Ikring in straight games, 21-14, 21-19. 11th seeded Pranoy will now meet Denmark's Victor Axelsen in the third round.